If you're watching this video right now, I want you to take a slow breath because somewhere deep inside, you already know why you clicked on this message. There has been a name, a face, a memory that keeps returning to your mind, no matter how many times you try to push it away. And today, the angels want to speak to you about something you have felt for a long time, but were never able to fully understand. They were never honest about their feelings. Not because they didn't care, not because what happened between you wasn't real, but because fear, pride, timing, and old wounds got in the way of the truth that was always there. The angels are with you in this moment, surrounding you with light, with patience, with a love that does not judge you for the questions you still carry. They know you have replayed conversations in your head, searching for the hidden meaning behind certain words. They know you have looked at old messages, wondering if there was something you missed, something that could have changed everything. And they want you to know, gently but clearly, that you were not imagining things. You were not creating a story out of nothing. There was something real. There was something this person felt for you that they never had the courage, the clarity, or the freedom to express in the way your heart deserved. This message is not here to reopen wounds without purpose. It is here to help you finally release a weight you have carried in silence. Because when someone hides their true feelings from us, we are often left holding the confusion alone. We start to doubt ourselves. We start to wonder if we were too much or not enough, or if we read the situation wrong. But the angels want to lift that heaviness from your shoulders today. You did not imagine the connection. You did not misread the way their energy shifted when you were near. You simply experienced something that this person was never emotionally ready to admit, even to themselves. Think for a moment about the way certain people enter our lives. Some come to stay, gently weaving themselves into our daily routine. Others come like a storm, intense and unforgettable, but never quite settling into the calm we hoped for. And some come like a quiet ache, a presence we feel even when they are far away, even when there are no words exchanged for weeks or months. If you are watching this message, it is likely because someone from your past or even your present falls into one of these categories. Someone whose feelings remained unspoken, whose actions never matched their words, whose silence often said more than their voice ever did. The angels want you to understand something important. People who struggle to be honest about their feelings are usually not struggling because of you. They are struggling because of themselves. Somewhere in their journey, they learned that vulnerability was dangerous. Maybe they were hurt before. Maybe they grew up in an environment where emotions were dismissed or punished. Maybe they confused control with safety, believing that if they never said the words out loud, they could never be truly exposed, never be truly rejected, never be truly seen in a way that could destroy them if things went wrong. This does not excuse the pain they may have caused you, but it helps explain why their honesty never matched the depth of what existed between you. You may have noticed small moments that revealed more than their words ever could. The way their tone softened when they spoke to you. The way they remembered tiny details about your life that they pretended not to care about. The way they showed up at the right moment, even when they claimed they were too busy or too distant to be involved. These were not coincidences. These were glimpses of truth breaking through the walls they built around their own heart. The angels want you to know that you were not foolish for noticing these things. You were simply paying attention to a truth that lived beneath the surface, a truth that this person was too afraid to fully claim. There is a particular kind of heartache that comes from loving someone, or simply connecting deeply with someone who never gave you the clarity you needed. It is different from heartbreak after a clear ending. This is the ache of unfinished sentences, of conversations that trailed off into silence, of moments that felt like everything but were never named as anything. If this resonates with you, the angels want you to feel their hand gently resting on your heart right now, because they know how exhausting it is to carry hope and confusion at the same time. But here is something beautiful the angels want you to receive today. The fact that someone could not be honest about their feelings does not diminish the value of what you experienced. It does not mean your instincts were wrong. It does not mean you were too sensitive or too emotional for noticing depth where others might have seen nothing at all. Your heart has the gift of perceiving truth, even when it is hidden behind walls, even when it is wrapped in distance or denial. This gift is sacred. It is part of why you were guided to receive this message in the first place. Sometimes the angels reveal these truths not to bring back the past, but to free you from it. Many people stay stuck in cycles of wondering, what if? Replaying old memories, holding on to hope for clarity that may never come in the way they expect. The angels do not want this for you. They want you to release the need for this person to confirm what your soul already knows. You do not need their words to validate your experience. You do not need an apology, an explanation, or a confession to finally feel at peace. The truth has already been spoken through the universe, through your own intuition, through this very message reaching you at the exact moment you needed it most. If your mind is now drifting to a specific person, a specific moment, a specific unanswered question, allow yourself to feel it fully instead of pushing it away. Healing does not happen by hiding from your emotions. It happens by acknowledging them with compassion. The angels are not asking you to forgive instantly or to forget what happened. They are simply inviting you to see the situation with new eyes, eyes filled with understanding instead of self-blame. You may be wondering why this person never said what they truly felt, even when their actions suggested something deeper. The truth is, fear has many disguises. Sometimes it looks like distance. Sometimes it looks like jealousy disguised as indifference. Sometimes it looks like someone pulling away the moment things start to feel real, simply because closeness terrifies them more than loneliness does. And sometimes, painfully, it looks like someone choosing comfort and familiarity over vulnerability, even when their heart was quietly pulling them toward you. This message is reaching you because the angels want to remind you that you are not responsible for healing someone else's fear. You can hold compassion for their journey without sacrificing your own peace. You can understand why they struggled to be honest, while also accepting that their struggle should not define your worth. Their inability to express their feelings honestly says everything about their relationship with vulnerability and nothing about your value as a person worthy of love, honesty, and devotion. As you continue listening to this message, allow yourself to notice how your body feels. Perhaps there is a tightness in your chest, a memory rising to the surface, tears forming without warning. This is not a coincidence. This is the release the angels have been waiting for you to allow. You have held this truth quietly for so long, wondering if you were the only one who felt the depth of that connection. Today, you are being given permission to acknowledge it fully, to honor what you felt, and to slowly begin releasing the pain attached to it. The angels also want you to know that even unspoken feelings carry energy. Even if someone never said the words, "I care about you," or "I feel something for you," the energy of those unspoken emotions still touched your life. It still shaped certain moments, certain decisions, certain silences between you. This is why you may still feel a connection to this person, even now, even after time has passed, even after life moved you both in different directions. Energy does not disappear just because words were never spoken. But there is something even more important the angels want you to understand. While this person may never have been honest about their feelings, you have the power to be completely honest with yourself. You can finally admit how deeply you cared. You can finally acknowledge how much their silence hurt you. You can finally stop minimizing your own feelings just because the other person never gave you permission to feel them. This is where your healing truly begins, not in receiving their confession, but in honoring your own truth. As we move forward in this message, the angels want to guide you through a deeper understanding of why this experience happened in your life, what spiritual lessons it carries, and how you can transform this pain into wisdom, strength, and a renewed sense of self-worth. They want to help you see the bigger picture behind this connection, the reason your soul was drawn to someone who struggled with emotional honesty, and the powerful shift waiting for you on the other side of this realization. Let's continue this journey together, because the angels have so much more they want you to feel and understand. They want you to know that every connection that enters your life, even the ones that never reach their full expression, serves a sacred purpose in your spiritual growth. Nothing happens by accident. The person who could not be honest about their feelings was placed in your path not to break you, but to awaken something within you that needed to rise to the surface. Perhaps it was your sense of self-worth. Perhaps it was your ability to trust your own intuition. Perhaps it was the lesson of learning to love without losing yourself in the process. Think about how much you have grown since this connection touched your life. Even in the confusion, even in the unanswered questions, you have learned things about yourself that you might never have discovered otherwise. You learned how deeply you are capable of feeling. You learned how patient your heart can be. You learned the difference between loving someone and abandoning your own needs to keep them close. These are not small lessons. These are the very lessons that prepare you for a love that will one day meet you with the same depth, the same honesty, the same courage you have always been willing to give. The angels want you to release any belief that you were too much for this person. You were never too much. You were simply too real for someone who was not yet ready to meet that level of truth. There is a profound difference between the two. Being too much suggests something is wrong with you. Being too real for someone simply means their journey had not yet reached the place where they could receive what you were offering. This is not a reflection of your value. It is a reflection of where they stood on their own path of healing and self-discovery. Sometimes, the angels reveal these truths because they want to protect your future. If this person had been honest, fully and completely honest, about their feelings, would the relationship have unfolded the way you hoped? Or would their fear have eventually surfaced in other painful ways, perhaps through inconsistency, distance, or even greater emotional withdrawal at a moment when you needed them most? The angels are not asking you to feel grateful for the pain you experienced, but they are gently inviting you to consider that their unspoken feelings may have spared you from a deeper heartbreak down the road. Sometimes the door that never fully opened was actually a form of protection, even when it did not feel that way at the time. You may still wonder if there is a chance for things to change, if this person might one day find the courage to express what they truly feel. The angels want you to hold this question with an open hand rather than a closed fist. It is not wrong to hope, but it is essential that your hope does not become a prison that keeps you from living fully in the present moment. If the truth is meant to be spoken, the universe has its own timing for that revelation. Your role right now is not to force honesty from someone who is not ready, but to nurture honesty within yourself about your needs, your worth, and the kind of love you deserve to receive without confusion or hesitation. There is a powerful shift that happens when you stop waiting for someone else's clarity and start creating your own. The angels want you to imagine, just for a moment, what it would feel like to fully trust your own perception of events without needing external confirmation. Imagine knowing with complete peace that what you felt was real, valuable, and meaningful, regardless of whether the other person ever acknowledges it. This is not denial. This is empowerment. This is choosing to validate your own experience instead of placing that power entirely in someone else's hands. As you continue to heal from this experience, you may start noticing subtle signs from the universe confirming that you are on the right path. Perhaps you will see repeating numbers that catch your attention at unexpected moments. Perhaps a song will play that reminds you of this person, but instead of pain, you will start to feel a quiet sense of release. Perhaps you will have a dream where unspoken words are finally spoken, bringing you a peace that words in waking life never could. These are not random occurrences. These are gentle nudges from your angels, reminding you that healing is unfolding exactly as it should, even when it feels slow, even when it feels uncertain. The angels also want to address something many people struggle with after experiencing unspoken feelings from another person: self-blame. You may have asked yourself countless times what you could have done differently, whether you should have said something sooner, whether you pushed too hard or not hard enough, whether different timing could have changed everything. The angels want you to release this cycle of self-blame today. You were not responsible for someone else's fear of vulnerability. You showed up with honesty, with openness, with a willingness to be seen, and that is something to be proud of, not something to question or regret. Real love is not meant to feel like a constant guessing game. It is not meant to leave you analyzing tone, decoding silence, or searching for hidden meaning in every interaction. While this experience may have taught you valuable lessons about patience and emotional awareness, it is also preparing you to recognize and embrace a love that does not require this much interpretation. A love that speaks clearly. A love that does not hide behind fear. A love that chooses honesty even when it is uncomfortable, because the relationship matters more than the discomfort of vulnerability. The angels want you to begin shifting your energy away from the question, "Why didn't they tell me the truth?" and toward a more empowering question, "What truth am I ready to fully embrace about myself?" This shift in focus is where your true transformation begins. Instead of seeking closure from someone who may never offer it, you create closure within yourself by deciding that you no longer need their honesty to feel complete. You become whole not through their words, but through your own self acceptance and inner peace. If you have been holding on to hope that this person will eventually return, eventually confess their feelings, eventually choose you the way you once hoped they would, the angels gently invite you to release the urgency surrounding this outcome. This does not mean closing your heart to possibility. It means releasing the need for a specific outcome in order to feel happy, worthy, or at peace. When you let go of attachment to how this story should end, you create space for the universe to bring something even more aligned with your highest good, whether that includes this person in a transformed way or someone new who is fully ready to love you with the honesty you deserve. The angels want to remind you of something deeply important. Your capacity to feel deeply is not a weakness. In a world that often rewards emotional distance and self-protection, your willingness to feel fully, to hope fully, to love fully is a rare and beautiful gift. Do not let this experience convince you to harden your heart. Instead, let it refine the way you choose to love moving forward, with more discernment, more self-respect, and more clarity about what mutual honesty truly looks and feels like. As this message comes to a close, the angels want you to know that you are deeply loved, seen, and understood, even in moments when another person could not offer you the clarity you longed for. You are not broken because someone else struggled to be honest. You are not unworthy because love did not unfold the way you imagined. You are simply a soul who loved with courage, who noticed truth even when it was hidden, and who is now being guided toward a deeper understanding of your own worth. Trust that everything you have experienced, every unanswered question, every quiet ache, every moment of hope and confusion, has been preparing you for a love that will finally match the depth of your own heart. The angels are walking beside you in this transformation, gently helping you release what no longer serves you, while opening new doors filled with honesty, peace, and genuine connection. You are not alone in this journey. You have never been alone. And as you move forward from this moment, carry with you the truth that your heart's ability to perceive love, even when it was never spoken aloud, is one of the greatest gifts you possess. Let it guide you toward a future where honesty is no longer something you have to search for, but something freely given to you, exactly as you deserve.